Prince William has arrived in Brazil for his first official visit, where he'll host his annual environmental competition, the Earthshot Prize. Whilst he's there, he'll also deliver a speech at the COP Climate Conference. Well, let's go live to Rio and our South America correspondent Ione Wells, who is there. And Ione, this is a hugely important trip for Prince William, but of course the worries will be that it's all going to be overshadowed by everything we've seen with Prince Andrew.
That's right. Certainly the news about his uncle Andrew has been dominating the headlines over the last week or so, and that has been, I think, certainly among officials in the palace, a concern that that would overshadow some of the events that he is doing here in Rio. I think from Prince William's perspective, this trip is about trying to sort of shift the narrative back towards some of the themes that it's thought he might try to define his future reign one day by, largely climate issues, but also issues around young people in particular. Today, he kicked off his visit here in Rio by visiting the Sugarloaf Mountain, which you might be able to see behind me, one of the most iconic sites of the city of Rio de Janeiro. He was there with the city's mayor. I think a lot of tourists were somewhat taken by surprise to see the prince suddenly turn up at the top of the cable car, where he proceeded to go and take selfies with various different people up there. The main reason why he's here, though, is that he is hosting this annual Earthshot Prize here on Wednesday, where various different climate solutions from around the world are nominated for what is a significant amount of prize money to essentially back their initiatives before he goes on to the COP30 climate summit, which is going to be hosted in the Amazon city of Belém, starting later this week. Now, he's there in place of his father, King Charles. It's thought, though, that the two of them wrote his speech together, and that this is, as I say, something that he will want to sort of turn a lot of his attention to. I think it's thought that, like his father, climate issues are certainly something he would want to be part of his future reign.
And Ione, just take us through a little more about what is on the diary just in the next 24 hours or so.
Well, most of the events that he's doing here in Rio are largely to do with either climate issues or young people. Now, we aren't really able to get very close to him, as is often the case with these royal visits. But we do know that, as I say, he started off this morning up at the Sugarloaf Mountain, meeting the mayor, talking to him both about the connection between Brazil and also the UK, but also it's been reported that Prince William was asking quite a lot of questions about issues affecting the city, about favelas in the city too. This comes just days after the deadliest ever police raid at one of the favelas here in Rio, something that has shocked the city to its core. There were more than 100 people killed in that police raid, which police said was targeting one of the criminal gangs, the Comando Vermelho in Rio. And certainly, I think from the mayor's perspective here, this is an issue that is still very much front and centre of residents' minds. It is something, as I say, that Prince William seemed to have asked about, asking about favelas, asking about some of the different communities in this city, trying to learn more about it. It's thought that some of the events that he will be carrying out over the next couple of days will include meeting various community leaders, meeting young people, meeting sports figures as well here in Brazil before Wednesday, which is really the key event here in the city when he hosts the Earthshot Prize. Now, I believe that 5 different winners will be nominated, each receiving £1 million towards their initiatives. And the different initiatives are widespread around the world. One of the nominees, for example, is a company in the UK that's created a kind of filter for water to try and eliminate microplastics from the water system. Others is a government initiative, for example, here in Brazil, trying to provide funding for countries that will tackle deforestation. So he will likely be meeting with a lot of the different nominees and eventually awarding the prize money.